This is Margaret in Windsor, and I was going to try to take a picture of this, but I'm going to read it instead. Oh, I've been putting on here about my kidnapping in 41. I found out in 83 about my kidnapping, and my father is King Edward VIII, who was forced out. Um, he became king in 36. He was forced out. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor. Legally, she's American, Catholic, Irish, from Madison, Wisconsin. George O'Keefe's my aunt. I can't. I've put on videos about my life and about my immune system being used to really kill me. I'm allergic to chemicals, and that's what law enforcement. So you follow me on if you don't give a rat's about what's happened to me and what's happening really to a lot of people. They're not immune to it. And I realize that this very video, because of who I'm up against, that's responsible for my kidnapping and has continued to orchestrate and carry out acts so vile against me, it's sick. I'm going to focus on this. If anybody cares to go back and look at on YouTube or Facebook, I have the photos and all of that on there. First of all, so I don't sound too rambling, I give a little bit of information. I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. Both twins were dead. They were killed by their mom. This is back in 41, in a rural Moulton, Alabama, about as rural as you can get. It was a pigsty. They were dead. The twins were born out of wedlock. The family covered it up, and I was put there and given her name, my identity stolen. Now, I'm going to jump to, I'm going to try to read it in a minute, and I probably can't. I wrote a medical malpractice book about mind control. I'd worked for doctors and programming people to shoot and kill, and it goes on and on from there. But Larry Flint was shot, was one of them, while I was doing the book in Marietta, Georgia. His attorney was killed in Lawrenceville, not far away. Mr. Flint was shot. One of the doctors, Larry McDonald, that I was writing about in murders and programming, his plane went down in 83, August the 31st. I was flown out to Flint's, and Flint did an editorial about me in Hustler, and I've put that on other videos and Facebook. But I wanted to go to this. I came up to Roanoke in 86, just to have a place to live or be, rather than the side of the road. I'd had antifreeze put in April 1st to 80, and I worked for the district attorney. I was illegally taken across the state line, lost everything I had, my apartment illegally taken. You name it, all of it's been illegal, but I can't get an attorney. So therein, I'll leave it at this. That's when John Lennon was killed, and he tried to tell everybody. Martin David Chapman, by the way, shot him, was programmed to. And Lennon was trying to tell everybody that the FBI was involved. So for someone to be able to defame me, and I'm talking about the media, I'm talking about people in general, because of who's instigating and orchestrating this whole mess, they're afraid of them, because they'd much rather keep their jobs, cushiony jobs or not, or their benefits when they retire. They'll go up against and hurt me. I'm just one woman. Yes, I am Margaret Ann Windsor. Yes, I am Victoria II. Yes, you all did kidnap me. So it's such an orchestrated thing. But I'm getting away, and I wanted to, you can't tell the crimes and the pain that's been done against me. But one thing that the FBI do, they go out and reach the other law enforcement. They go over state lines. They can, everybody has something to hide, and that includes your state police and your local. And by the way, your sheriffs go off, or they used to FBI headquarters and train. They're trained by the FBI. Well, that's where you tie it up, and they've gained participation in what's been done to me by getting crimes that other people have committed and then offering to dismiss them, etc., if they'll go along in what they're doing to me. And the people willingly go along, and then you cry out in pain because part of it has been using my illness. I'm allergic to chemicals and my immune disorder, where my immune attacks itself. Um, so you get into the people who own the motels and that I've had to live in, or the apartments, or Section 8. This is me. This is what they're doing to me, and today they can come out and handcuff me. They could. This I'm just going to focus on right here in Roanoke, outside Roanoke, right at the moment where I used to go up one side of the trail. It's odd where I'm positioned here. It's in between the trail going south and north, which I've walked and begged and pleaded just to live with everybody knowing it. And I've given all this before, and this tape will run out. But I wanted to show, I stayed at the Quality Inn. It was owned by a German firm, but it was managed by someone here in the States. But I stayed there for about 15, I guess, months from January the 12th, 13th, I guess, until March of this year. And this is one of the Shaws and the Patels. Well, Shaw bought that one, but the Patels, it's the same thing. They're a group they're people from India, which I had nothing against whatsoever. I was the opposite. I was for everybody's civil rights till I found out they didn't mind taking mine. Okay, Sonny Shaw, they've all become part of it. It's too much to put on here. I will say this, Patel, who managed Budget Inn that's been torn down, in about 95 November, after I'd paid a month's rent and begged and did a live-in to get it because my jobs had been shut down, I paid him a month's rent, told him I'm allergic to chemicals. And a couple of days later, he comes, knocks at the door, and this is November, and it's cold. He's going to come in, and he's going to start remodeling and painting and all this. I called the police, who informed me they would arrest me. I was the one that was going to have to leave. And so and they wouldn't give me my rent back, any of it. And the Patel manager, and maybe he owned part of it, I don't know, that one, they're all they're relatives, and they're all situated, for one thing, here in Roanoke, and they're very wealthy. They own the Maverick. It's called Maverick Corporation, and they own gas stations. They've really flourished, especially since, and this is going to go out. And these are part of where I'm at right at the moment, and I've been soaked in chemicals. You try to say anything, and I'm threatened. If I don't have a place to live, they can lock me up. I can stay here and suck in the chemicals, and if I complain, then they can lock me up. So this is Sonny Shaw, and he's just opened a new one here. They're very wealthy. They own everything around here. It's really the land mass they've collected. And here he is with people that wouldn't give me the time of day, honoring him. Where'd he get his money? And by the way, honoring him with this opening were John Edwards, who, by the way, I've been in his office. He's from here. He totally knows about me. I thought he might be half decent, but. And then it's got Tim Kaine, former governor, senator. Mark Warner was a delegate from Mark Warner's office. And Bob Goodlatte, Congressman Bob Goodlatte, who's over your Intelligence Committee now. His office was right by John Edwards. They have totally known everything that's been done to me. Goodlatte was over the agriculture, which is your law enforcement. They are the rangers over the forestry and the food stamps. So they've totally known. And if you tell trying to live, then you know what happens to you. I'm going to continue on the next page and read you